Hi, I'm Darkside, this is GetDarkerTV. We're down in Soho in London. We're going to go and speak to Razor Rekta. So, Mr. Razor Rekta, how you doing?
Good, yeah.
Mate,
you?
Thank you. I'm alright. Thanks for taking the time to come and speak to us, mate, because you've been on my hit list for some time now, buddy. So I pinned you down. So, right, so, music. Before, of course, this wonderful genre of dubstep, tell us a bit about your background.
Background's probably the same as everyone else, really. I started off listening to a lot of hardcore in the mid-90s and stuff, like Razor Rekta and that sort of thing, just buying tunes. I mean, the hardcore thing moved into the whole jungle movement, so it's pretty big into that. Just buying tunes. I used to come here actually and buy my tunes here, come and see Cut the Heads downstairs. I just found that in towards the end, or should I say the end of the 90s, I found that the whole jungle thing sort of started to get a little bit stagnant. The jump up kind of sound. Started to look for something else, started to play like garage, and just found that I was drawn more towards the darker side of garage, really.
The name we all know throughout dubstep, if we want to call it that, is Antisocial. How did that come about? Sort of the Antisocial crew, or whatever it was in the early days, how did it come about?
We were just a group of mates that lived in the same area. I mean, West London, we didn't really have much of an outlet for that sort of music. We didn't have the whole, I mean, Croydon was virtually a hub for dubstep music. I think at the time, we were just mates that had similar interests. I say similar interests, but I think we all had different sort of ideas. I mean, I was drawn to the more darker side, Silky and Quest, obviously drawn to the melodic side.
Antisocial's a household name for dubstep now. Everyone's obviously familiar with the name. And dubstep, you've made a similar progression to the majority. You've seen it come through before it was anything, and to now. I mean, what's your opinion on it now? Do you think it's in a healthy state, or?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I think the deeper side of things is definitely coming through. It's definitely a lot healthier, the darker side and stuff. I don't know whether that's because the people who were sort of introduced to the sound a couple of years back have moved on to that. But it's definitely coming through. A lot of artists are coming to the forefront of the scene, whereas before it was sort of untouched.
Obviously, there's a release forthcoming on Chestplate, the label we know. How did that conversation come about? We know somebody called Distance runs it. I mean, was that just a nudge or a passing conversation, or
nothing too interesting really. I mean, we sort of crossed paths in the past, at gigs and everything else, but I never really got a real opportunity to sit down and talk to him. It was Croatia last year, actually, where I sort of sat down with him. I think when we got back from a week later, I saw him up at Rooms, gave him a CD, and then he gave us a shout and said, I like a few of the bits, and he'd like to maybe work on the project. In all honesty, it was a bit of a no-brainer, to be honest, because I did have some interest from a few other labels, but I just found that from speaking to the other artists and everything else that we were all sort of in a similar kind of wavelength. My sound, or the sound I was into, was always sort of geared towards that kind of thing anyway, so I just felt like it was the right thing to do. I mean, I've always been a fan of that sound, so not to mention Distance's work, so
I think you're in safe hands, mate. Recently, Chestplate, Fabric, 2-hour set. How was that, mate? I mean, I was there lurking, but what's your view on that?
Really good. It was the first major Chestplate takeover. Brilliant turnout. Fabric is something that it's more of a personal thing. Sort of like growing up and everything else. It's getting to play there was great, and the sound that we represented on the night, and the way the night structure was spot on. So really good turnout, and hopefully more in the future.